Here I am, Leon C, aka Morpheus, and you are listening to the Academy of Wow Men today. And today I'm going to represent one audio again that I promised to give. And you see the title there. Now, before you give your opinion, because it's fine, we all have opinions, right? Like we have assholes. It's fine, but you need to listen first before you cast your pearls, because there's no swines over here. Okay? Now, this is what I've learned, this is what I've studied, this is what I know, and this is what probably even you know yourself, if you really, truly think about it. Okay? Now, I don't have the complete answers to everything. It's kind of funny because somebody chimed in and said, Leon C, you think you know everything, but you don't. You know, you don't live that lifestyle. You're not like us. You know, you're not a father. You're not married. You're not single. You know, you're not this. You're not that. You're not a full-blown doctor. You're not. Who are you? Who are you? That's kind of funny because it's like this, dummy. Okay? If your house is on fire, okay, and someone's walking past and they realize that you are asleep in your house and your baby probably laying in the bed with you, because sometimes we have our babies laying with us, or our kids sometimes, if they are very, very young and they want to be next to mommy or daddy. They're there sleeping with you, and I so happen to come along and see this, and I am the one to go in the house and pull you out of the fire and wake you up at the same time, of course. I'm not a firefighter, idiot. I'm not wearing the uniform. I don't have a yellow hat on, nor do I have an axe or a water hose, but I was able to get in your house and pull you out and save you and your children. Let's be honest, men, women, and men. Let's be adults here. Let's be adults, okay? It don't matter. It will not matter at that time. It will not. The fact is, I saved your behind from death and your children. That's all that matters. See, the thing is about a lot of people is we're so programmed where it has to be the utmost extreme, like I've just described, in order for you to decide if you want to accept what a person is saying. When information is vital, it may not be as extreme as a burning house, but it can still help you. It can still help you. If you're starving and a man gives you food, but yet he was a criminal once upon a time, all right, he's got to come up from a gunfight, and you're starving, getting ready to die, and he feeds you anyway, and he goes on about his way. Does it really matter? The fact is, he gave you some food, and you're living because of him. We're stupid. We're stupid today. We always attack the messenger, but the messenger is telling you something that can probably help you. But you're too stuck on dumb. You're too programmed with the modern day psychology, because there is a such thing as social engineering, and we've been engineered. We've been engineered. Yes, we've been engineered. Do I have to say that again? You've been engineered. Where we don't even see that anymore. Just like pastors. There was a time where, and I'm going to tell you why you had the Bible thumping, so-called internal spiritual sort of movement in the churches years ago was because there were times where there were people who didn't go to the church colleges. Yeah, I said it. They got to do that today. There are people who wasn't programmed by the government system. There weren't people who had to go through the pastor's school and association in order to teach you what the universal spiritual God have to say. Most times it was because they felt like doing it. The Spirit said do it, and they did it. They didn't need a pastoral past. They didn't need to have been a minister for about 5 years. The pastor would feel their, the pastor would understand their calling. The pastor would acknowledge that maybe God is talking to them differently than how God may talk to other people, and therefore give them an opportunity to stand on the pulpit and say whatever their spirit needs to give to the people. Do you understand? So what happened is, over time, those type of people disappeared because the program, the social engineering in the churches, began to look at this thing as a lucrative money sort of opportunity. So they had to shut down those who did not bring in the commercialized system of church, the purchasing system of church, because they got to pay to go to the schools to learn how to teach you, indoctrinate you. Okay. And also the power of pastors, them who are in charge of the churches, to keep them in power when their system as well is based on the tithing and offering. So they can become mega $1 million churches that you see on TV. Okay? Why am I saying this? What I'm saying is specifically it's the same thing. You may have somebody to help you because of money, and you may have somebody who help you because they genuinely can help you. So you may have a doctor who is trained to help you, or go to the schools to help you, and then you may have this person who really know your problem as well. They may not have a certification, but doesn't matter if you're eating something, you're doing something, they show you that there's a detour down the street and it saves your life. It's options, ladies and gentlemen. You can choose to take their advice, or you can choose to think about their advice before you take it. But oftentimes people aren't willing to take their advice because of the programming. So therefore you end up with the America that you have today. Yes, you do. You end up with the world that you have today, where people just simply don't trust each other, and everybody have to be valid to a degree because of our trust system. But you're just giving more power to those who've been programmed to program you. So therefore, going back to the beginning, it's rather stupid to say, because you think I'm not in your position, I don't understand what you're going through. I'm just a madman talking stupid. But yet, if you listen to what I'm saying, it makes some sense. If the house is burning, it makes sense to leave the house. Now, you can sit there if you want to. You can lay down in bed. You can stay there with your children and ignore me. And, the consequences of, it's kind of funny how when people are speaking truth to you, what happens is some people say, well, I don't want to listen to it because that person's white. That person's black. Oh, he's Mexican. He's Indian. Like, oh, he don't know anything. He's not walking around about, oh, yeah, whatever. I ain't going to take it serious. And then in the future, you'll end up being that very person say, well, if somebody told me this a long time ago, I would have not done this. I should have known. Yeah, somebody did tell you this was ignorant. You didn't want to hear it. You didn't want to hear it because he was white. You didn't want to hear it because he was black. You don't want to hear it because he wasn't in your programming. So now you stuck yourself. You stuck yourself. The thing about married men, isn't to bash married men, because there are some out there, but there's the majority that I'm speaking about here. If you're the exception to the rule, okay, don't get your panties in a bunch. It's not about you. If the shoe fit, then maybe it is. Maybe you are the dumbass. Okay? You know, when you stand up and you open up your mouth, everybody's going to say, yeah, there he is right there. That's the jackass. Because he opened up his goddamn mouth. The 5, what was it that I wrote here? Let me get it right. Get my paper here. Oh yeah, wait. Because I want to make sure. Oh, yep. Here it is. The 5-book, 1-punch, dumb man life. Okay? Now, a lot of you think I'll be talking crap when I'm up here. Okay? And what I mean by the 5-book, 1-punch, you are a dumbass man. Okay? There's a logic behind this, because here it is. Okay? What I've noticed is, when I have a conversation with a married man and we're discussing women, we're discussing what's going on in the world, our spirituality. I told you before, yeah, repeat myself. I always say that. I told you before. You're going to hear me say that a lot. That means you need to take your butt back to the other lessons that I have. Because if you're like looking for the newest one, you're going to be lost. And I can't keep going back to the past to teach you. It's like school. Can't go back to first grade. If you want to go back there, there's books to remember the lessons. Anyhow, when I said that married men can be some dumb men, they can be lost, and they truly don't see the world for the way that the world is, and they're blinded by a lot of things. Okay, what I meant is, you got to give a lot of yourself to your family, or to your kids, or even to your wife most times. And because he's, I won't say settled down, saddled up with the woman, or with these people that this family that he created, he misses out on some things called discovery and interest of discovery. What does that mean, Morpheus? Discovery and interest of discovery is a thing that you receive when you are single and when you are alone, meaning you see things for the way that they are and you want to discover how it's going to affect you, and or you're interested in what the world or what relationships or what's going on around you, because you want to apply that to your personal life to make you better, or to get that woman. When you don't have that wife, you have to research and think about how to get that wife. And then here comes the lesson of learning women, because they're going to deny you. They're going to accept you. Sometimes they're going to ghost on you. Sometimes they'll say yes or no. But it is a learning lesson that is a very healthy learning lesson. And not only that, when it comes to your health in life, you have time to listen to what's going on around your world. You have the opportunity to study even the religion that you may even believe in, or you think about. Yeah, you believe your language. Know that you accept. How about that? You accept the indoctrination and confusion. That's the word. So what happens is you become a sharp blade in your stash, because you are aware of things. You are acute, almost like a deer who's walking alone, or just walking alone in the forest on all fours. You can hear everything. The deer's ears are always twitching left and right because they're by themselves. You can only hear your own footsteps. You know it's just you. You know you're alone. So you're acute. You're smarter. You're better. You know what's going on around. You can hear a hunter. You can hear things from a distance. You understand? But if you have 4 or 5 different deer and a doe with you, you're hearing not only your footsteps, but their footsteps as well. You got to be concentrating on what they're doing and where they're at and how they're being protected. Sometimes you can sneak up on an animal a lot easier, no matter how smart the animal is, when they're in groups. I've had that happen plenty of times, even some cats. You get now if it's one cat, that cat knows that you're coming before you even know that you're coming. They know that. They can hear you. They'll see you, their eyes get real big because it's just them. Especially if it's a mother cat. She knows where and her tail is ready for flight. You understand what I'm saying? But when she has her kittens with her, you can probably almost sneak up to her before she realizes you're there, and then they're running underneath a car, or they run under a protective unit of housing that we've probably created as human beings. You understand? So married men, that's why I said married men are most times the most dumbest and weakest men that I've ever encountered. Because during my debates and conversations, they're stuck in their mind. They're stuck in their mind where they know everything. They get settled, and here it is. They get settled to say, basically mentally, I got everything I've ever wanted out of this world. I'm married. I got kids. I don't have to try anymore. Everything's good. I don't have to endure trying to figure out life. I figured it out. I know everything. My church is perfect. My lessons are perfect. The news tell me the truth. Yeah, because I have conversations about that too. What's going on the news? What's going on in the world? Well, the news is true. And yeah, this is going on in the world. I'm like, do you realize that there's a greater story behind the news? Wait a minute, it looks like it's getting loud out here. Ambulance want to make noise all of a sudden. Kind of irritating. I tell them, that's all you listen to. Do you listen to social media? Are you listening to other people? Guess what a married man told me, ladies and gentlemen? I don't listen to that stuff. They're of the devil. What? I don't listen to social media. I said, well, you don't do anything on Facebook. You don't look at YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or anything like that and listen to people and tutorials. Well, I don't do nothing like that, man. I watch the news, man. I study all my stuff. I'm like, bozo, do you not want to be better and test yourself? Do you not want to challenge yourself to see if you know what you think you truly know? Because you may find something that's good for you. You may find something that's going to take you to the next level of your understanding, right? And then, of course, they'll say, well, I don't care. I don't need to do that. I got other responsibilities and I'm too busy. Because they let go of themselves. And I told you before, if you're not, then you never was. These are the type of people who turn up with a powder keg instead of a six-pack. These are the type who never go to the gym or barely go, maybe once every 2 months. You see them, they always got bags underneath their eyes and they got like 2 kids walking with them. Like, dude, what the hell is wrong with you? Lazy ass. Weak. That also equates to the lesson we had before when I said if you line up 100 single men versus 100 married men, the single men is going to run the married men's ass all over the asphalt. You're going to get your ass beat. Now it may be. Now I'm not saying 100%. There's going to be some married men. I know that there's some married men who try to keep themselves going. I'm not talking about you who've been married for 2 years. Yeah, man, I know what you're talking about. Leon C. Morpheus. I'm tough, man. Now I'm 6 feet and I'm 200 and something pounds, man. I've been doing this for... You know what? Shut your ass up. You're dumb. You just now got married. You haven't even got into the real life of marriage. Or you've been married for like 2 or 3 years. That's still young, bozo. Nobody cares about you and your story. You just beginning. I'm talking about married men who've been together for like 7 years and up. 7 years and up. There's some things that have dropped off in 7 years that you can tell the difference when you get out there and you try to play foosball, football, rugby, or even go jogging. You're going to find out and you're going to pass out. You're like, what the hell's going on with me? And your fugly wife sitting on the corner embarrassed about you. And other things besides that, mentally too. And you're asking me a question right now like, Morpheus, get to the point. What are you talking about here? Well, a lot of my detractors, a lot of the ones who disagree with my channel, especially when it comes to conversation about women and religion, a lot of them, I did my count. And I realized that doing my research and understanding them, or even some conversation emails, these are married men, ladies and gentlemen. It is the married men who jump up here and say, you are the Antichrist. You're out of your mind. You don't know what you're talking about. You ain't got no kids. You never been married. And a lot of men are now telling red pill men who hurt you. Who hurt you? I had a guy that in one of my outfits they had some pink in it, right? It had some pink designs in my outfit because I don't shy away from wearing pink. I don't care about it. If it's a nice design, I'm gonna wear it because I can wear it in confidence and know that obviously I'm a straightforward heterosexual male regardless, right? So I don't care. I can go to the grocery store with a little bit of pink on and most people go, oh yeah, he's just like the color. It's nice on him. It's color, right? Not that I'm representing women or breast cancer month. Okay? So I had a conversation with this guy about, because he was struggling, because he had like a child with him and his wife was there at the grocery store or something like that. And he dropped a piece of meat on the floor out of his grocery cart. That's when I said, maybe you need to call them to come pick that up. Don't touch it because it hit the floor. Because even the packaging can be kind of dirty and contaminated. Now, don't reach down to grab it because he looked like he's getting ready to do it, dummy. Oh, yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks. So, he had a son over there who was well-mannered. He was standing there quiet, acting like he had some good sense. He didn't have a cell phone in his hand, so that was a difference. That was good. So I congratulated him. Say, you got a well-mannered son there. I said, yeah, man, yeah. Yeah, I put some work into it. I've been married for like 13 years. At least I got something out of it. He said, what about you? You married yourself? Nah, I'm not married. That's what I told him. Not married, not going to be married. He said, wait a minute. Wait. Here we go. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. Listen. You don't like women? Now he's looking at the pink threads. Listen. You don't like women? I said, wait, because I'm not married or going to be married, I don't like women all of a sudden. And now he's looking at the pink threads that I got on. Really? Bozo? See, this is married men. Let's go further. Then I said, no, because there's too much going on right now. And I understand how women operate. And I'm very cautious and very careful as to how I conduct myself. But you've been married for quite some time, and I'm sure it's working out well for you. Then he continues afterwards. Well, you got on, I'm just, asking. And, I don't mean offense, but this is Breast Awareness Month. Look, I got a little pink on. And, you must be supporting them, so I can't say too bad. They said, what are you talking about, man? Now I'm looking at him like the dummy that he is. So I said something that really made him reveal what kind of idiot that he is in most of them. Yeah, I said it. I said, no, I wear these threads for myself because I like the color and the outfit is working out quite well. So this is how I dress. This is my month. Breast cancer and all that kind of stuff. No, it's because I want to wear this clothes. Have nothing to do with breast cancer awareness. Good luck to them, whatever struggle that they have going on. But I'm just wearing my clothes, man. That's it. That's all. Because he said, I got pink on. So what is it that I'm doing? Am I representing breast cancer? Right? Breast cancer month. So I had to come back at him with the facts. No, you must, you're supporting women because you have on some pink there. So I guess apparently that must be the answer. Now he's trying to figure things out now. Now he's sitting there actually trying to figure me out, thinking he knows everything because a lot of married men do. Here we go with the facts I was telling you about before. They think they know everything. So instead of asking you, it's almost all of a sudden I'm going to assume. Okay, so this guy's not married. And he's not supporting breast cancer month. So what the hell is this dude then? What's his deal? Then I said something that threw him off. And it's not to PV women off either. Because I'm a different type of guy and I'm always honest. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. Okay? And whether it hurts your feelings or not, I don't give a damn about your feelings. I say it because that's what I'm entitled to speak however I want to speak. If you don't like it, take your ass on somewhere else. Can't do to me anyway. Try it. So I said, no, I don't support women like that. I got other things to do. Oh my God. What? I said, no, I don't do things for women. He didn't know what I meant when I said that. I said, no, I don't do things for women. Meaning I'm not an simp. I'm not a beta. I'm not an average guy. I'm not the guy who just praise women just to be praised because they're a woman. No, I hold people accountable. I give all genders accountability, no matter what they are. They can be transgender, homosexual, or whatever else, LGBT, black, white, purple, and ugly fugly. You're only going to get my attention and my help if you're trying to help yourself. And if you're in my vicinity where it is required or is needed, or I see that there's something to be put together. Just because I'm dressed in a certain way or acting a certain way, that doesn't mean I'm automatically supporting a certain group of people. No. So I was honest and said, no, I don't do things like that for women. I'm dressing for myself because this is how I dress. And he stood back on his heels for a moment. And he said, oh man, that was cold, man. You are a cold man. That was cold. I said, what are you talking about? That was cold. You just said you don't do nothing for women. Now listen, this is a dude who's married. Of course, listen, of course. Of course he's going to be set off because he's a married dumbass. He's a patsy. He's a pawn. He's already in the marital contract, which he wasn't supposed to be in any damn way. He already cast his pearl before his swan. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Yeah, I said it. He already did his deed. So, of course, in his mind, how could you? Just like the woman. How could you? How could you? Because I'm a free man. I can do what the hell I want to do because I'm not like you. Because a lot of married men think that their whole life is to serve other people. A lot of men, too. Because I'm going to get on that in maybe just a little bit. Just as dumb... Let me stop. Ignorant men. I don't feel sorry for dummies who get their asses fleeced in the divorce court and on alimony and child support, or are brokenhearted. I find out she cheated on them or something like that. I don't, because they set themselves up, especially in this generation. Now, yeah, for him 13 years ago, things were a bit different. I get it. But there's information that you can receive. Here's the kick, ladies and gentlemen. Along the way, if your face is in the current world, you can realize what you've done to yourself. Meaning, He may not know anything about MGTOW and Red Pill and what's going on in the dating scene because he's already married or 13 years into his marriage. But that doesn't mean he don't need to get online and listen to men talking about marriage. Are you dumb? A mechanic may know how to work on a car. He may have his own shop and his tools, but that doesn't mean he don't need to study anymore. You got to study even more with the new cars that are available on the market. You still got to study. You still learning something new. I myself work on cars every now and then. And there's always something new. There's a different bolt that looks different or broken or twisted a different way. People do crazy things to their automobiles that it may be the same car. It may be the same condition, but it could be something else because of that dumb owner. So you still gotta, it's new every day. The reason why marriages drop, and I had a conversation about that as well. You had an audio up there about that. People don't keep their irons in a fire. They just get it and they relax and they say, well, I don't have to work at it. The marriage is going to fix itself. They don't study. They don't listen to what's going on in the current world because what's going on outside is going to affect your marriage. It's just like the deer who's looking around and trying to find out where the danger is, but he can't do it because he got this doe and other deer behind him. He can listen, he can hear, but he's a bit distracted. So that means the percentage of your acute awareness drops down to a lower percentage. It's lowered now. But in the world, more dangers, more ignorant behavior is happening. So you have to be even more concentrated and have a heightened sense of awareness because of the way that the modern day today is operating. So you got to be better equipped and better prepared to preserve your relationships in marriage. But these dummies get married and they become lackadaisical. They become lackadaisical. And then they don't want to listen to nobody because they think they know everything. Because, you know, a lot of men are stubborn. No, they jackasses most times. Instead of listening, that somebody may be trying to help you. That's code, man. That's code. Man, I'm offended. That's code. That's what he was saying. I'm sitting here looking at this guy, and I said, you know what, this conversation's over. You have a nice day. Ridiculous. And walked away. I'm not going to continue standing there with a fool. And I can imagine him getting back with his wife. That dude over there, he's cold hearted. He don't do nothing for women. What a misogynist. They got all these and I can imagine what he's saying. His ideal is, oh, the world is getting evil. Men are cold hearted. You know, it's just people are just losing their mentality and have no idea. You have no idea, dumbass, what just transpired between us. Because you're not getting the memo. You don't know what's going on in the new world today. So what happened is that jackass will end up divorced eventually, a couple of years from now, because she's gonna what they call that, she's going to praying mantis him eventually with the kids. He's going to be right back out there on the dating market in the new world today and not know what the hell is going on and end up being alone. He's going to end up red pill, then black pill, and red pill rage as well, because he don't understand what's going on. Then he has to be more, he got to increase his ability to bring in these new type of strange creature-assed females that's not supposed to be here on planet Earth, but they're here because of weak-ass men. Deny them. Bring your spaceship here and we'll just go ahead and accept you because you look cute. Why are you on OnlyFans giving your body away? Yeah, I said it. See, the way that married men think is the 5-book one-punch dummy. What that means is don't waste your time with a fool. Because when you have a conversation with a married man about relationships and religion, they're the furthest ones. They're the ones who's the farthest ones on the back of the bus who don't have a damn clue. because they're going to go by their program because they never advanced. They didn't stick their ears to the ground and stayed focused on what's actually going on in the development and challenge themselves. They don't have time to challenge what they think they know. They're married. They don't have time for it. They got a wife at home and kids. They don't have time. And you know what? The nerve of them try to say, well, I do got time. You don't know what you talk about, Morford. You know, I go to my study and I do some reading while she go to the store and I'm able to listen. And shut your ass up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. There's nothing like Moses. Listen, in the book of the Bible, Moses had to leave his group of people that he was saving from Egypt. And he climbed up the mountain to meditate and get away from them to hear the 10 Commandments or to receive the 10 Commandments from the so-called God, right? That's the story. He could not do that if he was down there in the crowd. He couldn't. He can't sit there and hear the voice of God while dealing with the groups of people who was all talking at one time. There's always something going on. Somebody probably approached him every 5 minutes. It could be very, very difficult. I've been in a situation where I visited or spent time with a mother with 4 to 5 kids. Oh my goodness. Listen, that's a different world. For a man who's single and you go into a marriage or relationship with a single mother with that many kids or with even 3 kids, you're going to find out. And I was writing. I told you at this time I was doing studies for that book called 2020 America Rise of Our Hard. 2020s in vision. Okay? It's a combination there. And I couldn't even write one page. I only got like one paragraph in. One paragraph. I was trying to spend time with the mother in them. And I thought I could get some writing in, which is a bad idea. That's what I was thinking because I didn't know how chaotic it was going to be. So I sat down at the table thinking that I would have the ability to do so. And the mother was in the kitchen at the same time, which was, again, a bad idea because the kid's going to go to the mother. That's the source of the problem right there. Sitting right on the table. I should have said, you two go in the front room or something because your kids are going to come to you. Every 5 minutes they came downstairs. Every 5 minutes there was a noise. Something fell over. Somebody was crying. Somebody wanted to fight. And just all you hear in the background was boom, bam, boom, pow, cow. Oh goodness! And I only had one paragraph, and I sat there for like 2 hours. That was dumb on my behalf. I know. Never again. That's okay, because that's something that was an experience. Unreal, ladies and gentlemen. That was unreal. So imagine being the man of the house, and this is your everyday. You may calm them down. You may have a little peace to yourself, especially when you go to work and you're pulling your 9 to 5 and you're on your bus or wherever that you are. Those things are possible. But that's only a little bit of meditation and concentration compared to how great it truly can be. So still, he's not at an advantage. He's at a disadvantage. So it's easy for this married dude not to know anything. It's easy for him to get fleeced. It's easy for him to end up in a bad financial situation because he's oftentimes they're willing jackasses. There's no excuse, especially today. Because like I told you, you got to keep yourself polished. You got to stay who you are. You got to maintain your mind all the time. You got to keep yourself focused on what is so you can stay on top of your game. A lot of times they don't know how to. They don't even put themselves in that position. They put themselves in a position of compromise. And so when they debate you, here's the 5-book here's the 5-book plan, okay? And just remember it. A single man has the ability to read all 5 books, and he knows a lot about what's going on. Let's say the 5 books is the information of your society, relationships, the world, finances, the list goes on. Okay? This single man knows something. He's listened to people online. He's listened to the social media. He's listened to other married catastrophes and thinking to himself he would never do what these dumbasses are doing. So when this single guy encounters a married guy, the married guy most likely can only debate you from 1 book. Or any idiot around you, or any person that you have a conversation, they don't have to be married. But if you test them, say, hey, do you know about this? Have you heard about that? Have you read this book? Do you know about this person? If that person says no, if a single man encounters a married man and asks him, do you know anything about the red pill? Do you know, have you watched the movie The Matrix? Do you know anything about NGTOW? Have you, you know about feminism? Do you know about the story about the feminists? Do you know about what's going on in the country? Do you know anything about the religious aspects of the church? Do you know how the pastors got to be pastors? What is your church all about? I mean, if you ask them these questions and they don't know how to answer it correctly and with new information or what you understand with the world, okay, they're coming to you. This dude can only debate you from 1 book. You can debate him from 4 different other books as well. So you get the 5-book punch his ass out. Okay? Because a lot of times these married men, when they think they know something, they're trying to teach you about their situation, they're coming from their false tradition. They're coming from the old days where, so 13 years ago, they're coming from what used to be in that time because they haven't advanced themselves. They haven't stayed concentrated on what's around them. They wasn't a deer alone. They was a deer with a deer and a doe. Dodo. Duh. Right? So they don't know anything or much. They're still stuck in their traditional household. They're married. They got kids. They're just doing their 9 to 5. Some of them are real old. They're gray hair. They just know. They don't have anything going on for them because they just decided to saddle themselves in this sort of commitment instead of understanding how the world evolved. Things have evolved 13 years ago, or since 13 years. Things have changed. People look at things a lot differently, and it's going to affect the family that he has. It's going to affect even his religion because there's new discoveries every day. There's new foundations every day. It's dumb to sit here and say that your religion is the #1 religion and it's the #1 truth of the world, and you don't do anything to challenge it, but yet you want to put your whole soul and your whole life on it and say that this is the rule of God. If it's the rule of God, you want to make sure that you get the accurate account, period, and continually study. A lot of men just don't have no goddamn ambition over time. It's just disturbing to talk about it because they get too lazy and comfortable and they don't seek anything higher than what they've been told. You know how I know that? Because they're married. Duh. See, that's where the offense come from. That's where I see that some of y'all are going to be upset and start acting stupid and talking dumb or putting some very creative, redundant comments down at the bottom. Because you probably might be the mix of one of them. What are you talking about, Morpheus? You're full of bullshit. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? No, you condition yourself to be, let me put it like this, limited. I can say this because I've seen the other side of the river and I know what it's like to be in a relationship like that, where there's some limitations that are available. What's sad is oftentimes people have to learn the hard way, and that's what it is. You can talk to an individual until your face turn purple and blue, and they will hear you, but they won't listen to you until they're in that situation. There's plenty of married men who got their asses fleeced. There's plenty of married men who thought their marriages was going to last and it plummeted, or something happened in between and they're not really with their kids today, who wish they have gotten the information, or who wish they have kept themselves together or understood how the dating marketplace works now. And they got to start all over again. They got to now pick themselves up from the ground because they did not polish themselves while they were in their relationship. They didn't remain to be they didn't transform to be the best version of themselves. They just settled down as if that's the way it's supposed to be. Being stuck in a broken traditional, archaic debauchery of a relationship. Yeah, I said it. Distortion of a relationship with the state, with the country, wherever that they are. With such commitment that they can't break away from because we love our kids. We're not going to just up and abandon them. And we're not going to say that there was a waste of, that there was a mistake. But a lot of these guys realize they did give a lot of themselves and now they got to build themselves back up. And the question will be, why did they do it? Because they were concocted into it or deceived to do it, or that's just a traditional thing to do. And now the library has been absent for years. The gym has been absent for years. Their own freedoms have been absent for years. Now they feel like a man. Yeah, feel. Yeah, they work feel. I feel like. They don't know they're a man. They feel like they're a man until they know that they're a man. So they feel like that they're completely empty. You know, there's something missing out of their life after a time, after they're divorced and been away from this person. Some of them rejoice because they realize they didn't want to be married by this to this Ursula to begin with. But men are the ones who put themselves in that situation. Like I told you before in my audio, yeah, I say a lot about the bad behavior of women. But I really blame a lot, and I point my finger on who's truly accountable, and that's the male who's supposed to be the head of the house. Because men do some dumb, ignorant things, and they just too full of pride, too full of ignorance. Can't tell them nothing until they bash their face into the wall and damn near homeless, and everything's taken from them. Then they want to start listening to RP. Then they want to open up and start going out to go to the gym and take care of themselves and read books and go, no, don't do it now, asshole. Don't do it now. Stay dumb that you are. Stay dumb and down because that's where you want to be. Got powder cakes, soft. You know, go home and just watch sports on the television. Don't do sports. Well, I just don't have time for it because I gotta take care of my kids and my family. Yeah, I guess so, bucktooth bozo. You know, you are supposed to, you are told, and you are inspired by most people. They try to teach you need to have time to yourself. Now, when I have a conversation with married men, here's the kickback as well. This is what I get back from them. Well, I do spend time with myself. That's just what I want to do. I like spending time with my kids. That's what I do. I like spending time with my wife. I don't mind going home doing these things because that's what I do for myself. Dummy. I said for yourself, not for them. Of course, you're not going to mind spending time with the kids and your wife and your family. That's what you do, right? That's what the marriage is, asshole. Are you stupid? Yes, you're stupid. I said for yourself personally because here's the thing why. This is why they don't get it. Because after a length of time, that's why I said if you're married 2, 3 years, or 4 years, you don't count. As time goes on, whether it's 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, your personal self begins to disappear. The one who you used to be begins to fade away. And your mindset is not a me thing now. It's a us thing. It's a family thing. And it's okay to do. That's what you're going to think. And logically, it would be because you're a family, right? You got kids to feed, you got your wife to take care of, so it's an us thing. Fine. So it's easy to lose yourself. You can do an us thing, but you should never lose yourself. You should never lose your hobbies. You should never lose what you love to do as a man that you used to do when you were single or without anyone. You can't lose those things because you're going to have to go back to it eventually. There are some people who, when their kids grow up and they leave the house, they don't even know what to do with themselves, with their wife. They stand and look like a bunch of zombies. I don't know what to do. I'm bored. I know some men who retired at the age of 60-some years old, and they actually went right back to work because they'll say, I'm bored. I ain't got nothing to do. It's like, I don't know what to do at home. All I know how to do is work like a goddamn slave. That's all I know how to do because I'm a machine. Blow my mind, you people. I don't understand. Y'all just some ridiculous dudes. You know, I'm at the point where I'm beginning to understand when they say that women are smarter than men. It's obvious in most cases. Because y'all a bunch of dumbass mammals. How the hell? I'm bored. You a grown ass man talking about you bored, so you got to go back to work. You can't build nothing? You don't know what to do at home? You can't write a book? You can't create something? You can't go around and talk to people and be a spokesman or something, or be some type of productive entrepreneur for the society? You're that stupid? You left yourself that far in the relationship? I don't know what to do with myself. Because what happens is, the whole time you married and you got kids, you're giving all your time and everything to other people, and you don't know what to do with your own time because you don't even have time for yourself. But then when you do got time for yourself, you don't know what to do because you never practice anything. You never practice yourself, so you're out of whack. I don't like it. The people that I have troubles the most having a conversation with is a married dumbass man. A single man is open-minded. He's willing, again, because he's the aware deer. He sees what's going on. He don't have noise in the background. He can probably write a book without noise and people distracting him. Kids and nagging wives who say, I'm not happy. But a single man, you have a conversation with him, don't know from... Don't talk about what's going on in North and East. Yeah, I said it. North and East. When it's West and East. Don't talk. Don't have a conversation with this dude. Don't do it. It's a waste. It's a waste of goddamn time. He's gonna tell you what's political. He's gonna tell you what's traditional, family, kids. You know, work is this way. It's just what I do and what's going on in sports. That's just about it. Or what he heard on the news. But social media and really trying to get down with what's really factual, forget it. Because if he faces reality, that means he has to look at his relationship in a different light. And a lot of men aren't willing to do that. A lot of men don't want to face what they have effed themselves up with. They don't want to. They want to run away from it. Oh, I can handle it. It's going to be all right. Yo, we're the exception to the rule. My marriage is a unicorn marriage. I don't have to polish it. It's going to be just fine. Okay, asshole. Okay. And married men are the most... Let me stop. They're the ones who's going to be... They're male Karens. That's who they are. Male Karens, eventually. They're the ones who struggle understanding when you're having a deep conversation about God and the universe. They're the ones who say, well, there's no such thing as this. No. The president is correct. No, he's the savior of the world. The Bible is true because it says it in the Bible that the Bible is true. It says it says in the Bible that the Bible is true. That's what they'll say. In the Bible. Yeah, the criminal says that the criminal is not the criminal. Of course he's going to say he's not the criminal. That's how they think. And like I said before, this is not it's not all. It's never going to be all. It's going to be the handful of them. In my experience, it's been the majority of them. In my experience and in my counseling and going places and traveling, it's been them. It's been the married man. And then the bad part about it is they complain a lot when they have their kids. Like, man, this is expensive, man. I ain't got no time to myself, and I don't have time this weekend, man, because I gotta go do this over here with the kids. And yeah, you gotta do it, which is fine, but where are you at? Where's your personal time? I don't need no personal time, man. That's selfish. Okay. All right. When the bridge breaks and you're sitting there in white walls, in the middle of white walls, and don't know what to do with yourself, don't come talking to me. Ain't got nothing to talk about. But you got to start at ground zero all over again. Man, I left myself. Do you know that's how a lot of people end up in the hospital and on medications, and they have all type of health diseases and health illnesses because they never focus on themselves? It's more than just your time, it's your health as well, where you can focus on what your body is saying. Keep yourself in tune with the latest identity of pharmaceuticals and your own chemistry. It's the entire world that you are aware of when you're single and when you're by yourself. When you have other people there, you have to try harder to focus on what needs to be done for yourself. You got to work harder to maintain 15% of your time to focus on 15% of what's best for yourself. So that way you don't get caught up in not knowing what's unhealthy or troubling in your world or financially. That's the last thing you want to do if you was at war, is to get yourself distracted. You know, you don't have a teammate or a soldier who's down and hurting and everything is flying at you. The potential of your survival decreases. Even more so when you got shuffling of foots behind you and other type of soldiers who are distracting you. You're not going to see the bullet coming your direction. It's going to hit you because you was non-focused. There's benefits to marriage and relationships, but there's lots of disbenefits too. Like getting soft over time. Or getting beat up by a 12-year-old because you as a 45-year-old man who lost touch with yourself. I've seen so many of, and here's what's going on today, and I'm gonna get off this audio. I've seen a lot of the teenagers of these dads talk down to the dads in their face. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I would see, and I'd wonder about it, but I already know they're soft and weak. I'd see the daughter talking to the dad as if she's his equal, and I'll see the son being snibby himself towards the father and wanting to do his own thing and thinking that he's growing and all that. And this so-called father don't do anything. Don't ever correct them. Let them get away with whatever they want to get away with. Especially the daughters. The daughters really get it. Man, I'm trying to tell you something. Where I've sat around a table and the daughter will walk in there and correct the dad and get in his face about something like she's the wife. Well, you said you was going to take me here and I don't know. You such a liar, Dad. You're such a liar. Well, you said that last week. I don't know. You go ahead and straighten up your shoes, and you got your dirty clothes in the front room. You need to do something with that. And then she'll walk on out of the kitchen or the front room. I'm sitting there looking at the dude like, if that was my daughter, God help me. God help me, because no. Have you ever heard that expression? And I'm not condoning this, but everybody, you should all know this. You should all know this, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, and I'm not condoning violence, but there's an expression that I brought you in this world, I can take you out. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? I brought you in this world, I can take you out. Don't play with me. I'm the father of this house. Get in my face. Spoil the rod, save the child. Either I discipline you, or the world's going to do it, or other men, or the police officers are going to discipline you worse than what I would do to you. 3 times worse than what I could ever do to you. Our prisons are the jail. If you're not the judge, if you're not the police officer at home, if you're not the boss at home to these kids, what makes you think that anybody else outside the home is going to become their boss? No, they're going to become their enemy. And they're going to wax your children cold. Period. So these dumb men allow their kids to run the home. I'm not going to get about the moms. I'm not going to forget about the mom's the friend today. Forget it. That's why I'm not saying anything about the mother. The mothers, yeah, the men are bad as it is. Like I told you before, he may be there, but he's soft as a muffin. But when the woman is just a single mom, oh, forget it. She's her friend. Even the son, that's their friend, not their mom, which is a worse situation because the daughter does become the mom of the house. I've seen that too many times. I'm not going to talk about it. So we're not going to get into that. That's why I'm not discussing her end. Yeah, men are crazy, but women are, yeah, worse. You got the man. The man is the imp. The woman becomes the demon or the devil. So yeah. And then you wonder why when these girls turn 18 and 19, other men have troubles with them because the passive, soft, muffin-ass, Smurf, redundant, purple, suck-ass dude didn't do his job as a good father. He was an asshole. That's right. And didn't stay on top of his game. Didn't stay sharp. And then you know what's worse, men? You want to know what's worse? On top of it all, happy life, happy wife. This is my better half. My better half. Wait, slow down. You're the man of the home. She looks up to you. You're the breadwinner, you're the provider, you're the protector, or at least the protector. Even if she's making money and she has her own thing, well, you still got to be the protector because I can't see a woman trying to beat somebody's butt. I can't see it. Unless she's Ronda Rousey. Or Serena. But you got to put your life on the line to protect the family. And you go somewhere and you tell people, this is my better half. Pause. Don't come up in my face. Do not introduce yourself to me. Because I will embarrass you in front of them that you're talking to. That's just the type of person I am. And everybody would tell you, who knows me, that's Leon C. Morpheus. That's just him. Walk away. You can call me crazy. You can say that I'm, some people say toxic. You can say whatever you want to say. I'm going to tell the truth. In front of everybody. I don't care. Jump. I told you before, I'm at zero tolerance. And people will tell you that too. Like, I can't believe this dude said that. Oh, God, they walk away with their wine glasses. Something's getting ready to happen. Ain't nothing going to happen. Nothing going to happen. It don't take that long anyway. 1 second. Pop, boom. Down. Okay, next. Let's keep moving. Nothing to see here, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. Because you're just gung-ho stupid. Too many. Okay, you want evidence? Look at the way the world works today. Look at your environment. Look how soft you are now. Look at you. Girls barely even 18 years old want to jump on OnlyFans. Who taught her that? You? So the dad taught the girl so well. She's 18, 19, 20, 21, want to jump on OnlyFans. Did you do your job, Daddy? No, you didn't. No, I couldn't be with the mom because, the mom kicked me out of the house and, she was the breadwinner and I couldn't do nothing about it. Well, dummy, why did you get married? Why did you give this woman your seed to create a child to be an abomination for the future? If you sat down and you concentrated and you focused on what was going on, like the deer you're supposed to be, and you realize all the traps, the ins and the outs, you wouldn't even put yourself in that situation, but you did anyway. And now your daughter's on OnlyFans. Now she's a porn star. Now she's getting. Now her body's worth $2.50. You're a great father. You are awesome. You're the best man in the world. Give yourself Dad of the Month. How about Jackass of the Month? I don't even know your daughter, and I feel sorry for her for you being in her life. Yeah, I said it. I can hear y'all now. How could you say that, Leon Seymour? How could you don't know what it's like? It's hard out here, man. How can you say that, man? Oh, I'm about to do, man. Nah, man, you effed up, man. Nah, man. I can hear you now. I can hear you now with your penny ass emotions right now. I can hear you. I can hear you now. But yet, I can guarantee we sit down and have a conversation. I'll give you 9 books. I'll say, listen, have you heard this? Have you read that? Do you know about this? Do you know about this? You say that, no. Might get 3 out of 9, maybe even 4. Yeah, I heard about this, heard about this, and heard about that. If you get to 4 books, 4 at least, you shouldn't be doing the stuff that you're doing today. Because I don't come up with this any type of topic. Because the more knowledge you get, the more careful you are, right? You're going to be cautious. You're going to move differently. You're going to move around differently. And your discussion is going to be different. You'll say, yeah, I understand. I'm just very careful. Yeah, I know about the divorce laws. I understand. I'm just very careful. Be honest. Yeah, I know what I'm supposed to do. I know I need to focus on myself. I don't have time for myself, but I'm trying. I understand what you're saying, Morpheus. But I'm very careful. I'm going to try. I'm going to do what I can. It may not happen, but I get what you're saying. I need to focus on myself and be aware of my environment in the world today and keep polishing and stay up to date. No need to get upset. Just do it. Just think about it. Just prepare yourself because it's going to happen regardless. The future is going to be here eventually. So basically what I'm saying is, in a nutshell, married men don't stay up to date with what's going on. They don't stay completely up to date. That's what I'm saying. In so many words, I'm saying they're outdated and distracted too many times. Outdated and distracted. Right? Because right now, and I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to. I can come up with 9 people are content creators right now who can lead you to other sources of information that if a married man listened to them for a good 5 minutes, well, I'm going to say 5 minutes, the hours that they produce their content, they might have a different perspective in their marriage and their relationships and their family. They might see things differently. And then they begin to realize that they messed up by even getting married to begin with. But hey, it is what it is, right? You've already done it, but you can make it better. They're like, dang, I didn't know that. No, you didn't, because you didn't stay up to date. Duh. You didn't get the latest memo. But don't sit here and try to debate from a position that you don't know about. Meaning, you didn't get the memo. You're operating from 1 book when other people are operating from 5 books. We're 5 chapters in. You haven't even begun because you're distracted with your family and your marriage. It'll be best to just listen and understand that maybe you don't know what you're talking about. It's a new world. It's not 13 years ago. It's not what happened 13 years ago. This is a new generation and it's changing every day. And it's becoming even more corrupt. So I got more for you. And stay tuned because I have more fiery audios to deliver unto you. That's going to be more awakening. I have to go ahead and put a swift into this. Because as you heard, someone chimed in, so I'm going to have to check this out and get this together. So that is your Shangri-La and more to come.